Hello, good evening. Tonight I will speak about my book, Grimoire Asmodeus. Asmodeus is a book that is around 200 pages, but the length of a book doesn't say the quality of the book or the intensity of the book. It's a very, I say 200 pages which speak a lot, so they speak volumes, not that type of story. And the title Asmodeus is a name, no? In the other recording I was talking about his name a little bit more detailed, and I spoke about the colors, the different aspects, or some of the most important aspects of Asmodeus. Seen at first glance, at first stare, it's always a form of failure of interpretation as well. Now one is aware that the element of discovering something, it takes a little time. And the book I wrote very fast. The idea came very fast to me. It's almost like I knew exactly what I wanted to do, how, and that helped in the process of writing. And then I really liked the story, I really liked the verses, so I was very preoccupied, very joyful about the work. And I like to read from it many times, or I think about Asmodeus, to say that intricate elements of him, that kaleidoscopic elements of him, those big feathers, or the color of the feathers. There is something very magnetic, very enigmatic, very pulling, very decisive, at the same time very strong and soft. There is these contradictory elements that come together or not, no? So there is a time of freedom. Asmodeus represents, no, the element of air, which is free, the element of freedom, no, he is a free being. And there is the element of the fire too in him, the color red. It is the color red of illumination, no? So, well, illumination is not only the color white, the red, the very alive type of red, no, like with white inside almost. So there is this strong, almost orange. And this is another plane of Asmodeus. Now we spoke about the element of the darkness, the element of the more purple violet that is connected to his lineage, to his attributes or characteristics. And then we can talk about the orange part or the red part of his personality, no? So the color is important at the same time where it's placed. Well, the red, it is between his eyes, no? Or on the nose. There is this color red always wants to say, here I am, no? The attention focus goes there, but in a detailed, in an elegant form. And there is some type of yellow and green as well, no? So, well, there is this, the warmth of the yellow and the slightly cold of the green, or the warm of the blue with the cold of the green. No, there is this mix of, is it cold, is it warm, but the elements somehow work together very well. In the orange aspect of the colors, or the red, it has the highest intensity, no? That speaks about intensity, much more than the blue or the green. It is something is amplified, something is more strong. Red and orange is a stronger color, no? In the spectrum, I would call it the strongest color. And then it moves into the yellow. While the yellow too appears, it is a color, no? That appears in the costume of Asmodeus, or in general in his almost like understanding of who he is. But if you see, every color is not only the color, but the details of the color. Asmodeus works in the details. And another symbol which I was thinking about when I was writing the book for him was a memory connected to a memory of childhood from mine, where I was little and I would find this type of dark bugs, which are a little bigger, in the yard in the sun, and they have this claws, you know. They sometimes try to fight. There's a little like quite interesting, and they are total black. The blackness, I remember, fascinated me, and these clothes, how they were moving. But the animal, I don't know, it's almost like was not scared of me, there was this resilience part, and it was almost like looking or fighting with me a little bit, so it was quite interesting, and I said I really liked the body of it, the form of it was very beautiful. And in the book, Asmodeus talks where he represents himself through many different metaphors, where he says things, like explaining, his powers that are to be understood. At the same time, it's a very intricate type of work as well. And going back to the colors now, we have in the photo, or in general, I was describing Asmodeus as he was looking on the cover of the book. It has the element of white, quite a lot of white as well. So, you say, well, the bug is black and we see it in the sun, The black color is connected very much to the sun. And blue and white is the element of the water, It's still in the emotional plane, but less intense or intensified as the orange or the red. And then the white is very pure, The white is it's almost like a simplicity to it. The white always has a pure sentiment to it, White is almost very valuable, very important in a painting. And the violet with blue we spoke, it has the element of the feathers that appear on his costume, and that's a very, I would say, from all the colors, very much the color of Asmodeus. It's dark blue, dark green, black, with slides of colors. And other colors that I think of here, it's very much as I described it on the cover, this dark blue, because I was thinking about the elements while I was making the cover as well. And the name Asmodeus too, it's a very beautiful, almost like a white name or a golden name. It has something very heartwarming or heart-welcoming. That's how it sounds for me, Asmodeus. And what I find most beautiful in the book of, or the Grimoire of Asmodeus that I have written, is that the elements of the nature somehow take such a vibrant and such a beautiful and interesting point of view. Through the words of Asmodeus, there is this elegancy in the words that he carries, that strong belief, strong power, strong determination, in a very logical, in a very structured, in a very true, in a very honest way. So they are very nice. And then you have the contradictory elements that shows the different qualities of him. While on the first hand we have this more patient and more calm, even a certain type of gentleness, and then on the other side it's the element of determination, power, strength, and elements of authority as well. Another symbol of Asmodeus is the arrow. The arrow represents fast movement, of course, to say, well, the feathers and the arrow, they work very well together in the meaning of the birds take flight, say the feathers speak about air, and then the other elements combined create something unique. And there is element of the crown or the crow, the element of the birds, but even if one can analyze in a specific order to understand a little bit how that correlates to Asmodeus even more. And everything has a meaning in the way that his costumes appears. If it's red feathers, if it's blue feathers, and the intricate model, the So it changes form a little bit, it has some type of celebration feeling, or some type of costume in some way or another. And yeah, the arrow is the element of the air, but in fast movement, in a elevated state or form, no? With a certain goal, with a certain point that one wants to. So it is very fast and determined, or maybe quick to anger or quick to react, no? But this doesn't speak about Asmodeus, interestingly, because actually Asmodeus is the opposite. He's a type that doesn't want trouble, no? So he enjoys to have a good time. He's focused on the good. He's focused on the positive things. He likes to communicate in a open, honest way, no? And the grimoire, I said, is written in verses. It has 200 pages. It creates a beautiful story, and it represents the character Asmodeus that has somehow, things to tell us or things to share with us. And this is a recording part of a larger playlist where I like to talk about the book for other readers or listeners or writers that have interest in this thematic, no? Or any type of study, or any type of interest in the thematic. The Grimoire of Asmodeus you can find on Amazon. There is the place where I publish my books. And Asmodeus, as I said, as a book, as a grimoire, does hold a certain type of silence and meditative power as well, no? But it's a very soft, very gentle type of awareness of letting things come to you. There's this element of being present that's very much strong in Asmodeus. And he said, well, he maybe not at all times carried a crown on his head, in that meaning that he always has to see himself as the king with the crown. It's the other way around, no? He likes to be without the crown as well. He likes to be who he is. He's happiest when he is how he is. So there's the element of even Asmodeus getting to know himself better, or getting to see himself now in a way, well, yes, I am a being of flight, of the birds, of the air. Yes, I do carry the element of the colors, or I do have this, no? But there's a certain point of sadness in his heart of, well, how good can I hide it, no? So that element of humor and that element of being open appears, but that almost like the words don't say what he wants, but he shows it through feeling or through the eyes, or he shows it through him being interested in you. There's a certain amount of flirtation, but say in the meaning of on the non-verbal way. The words impress him, but what he enjoys is the look, the expression of the eyes, the movement, the body, the shape. I say his eyes have enjoys that type of form. He has his understanding is very controlled, and it's very, I would say, almost like based on facts, no? Asmodeus say, well, there is a certain lineage or a certain set of rules that I follow from my father, no? And that is the correct way, and that's how I do it. He's a good compliant, he's a good servant in that way, no? And it's a very high quality for him being that way, but the service or the work, no? They say Asmodeus presents himself in this way that maybe not everyone can understand him, or maybe not everyone can resonate, but he will still continue to talk, he will still continue to say. That will not stop him. There is the power, the resilience, of course, no? So he has that he is a strong being in his decision making, or in his plans. And of course the element of beauty, no? So, well, the beauty is the gentleness of the soul. Beauty is the surprise of the heart, no? Or beauty is the element of fire, or beauty is the smile on your face. Beauty is the blue lake, no? So it's already poetic. One does not have to make anything be. It's already dead, no? But you realize it's like that. The mind has to focus. What Asmodeus tries to do with his work, to bring to a certain focus where the moment of seeking something or the realization of something, it's immediately there. There's almost like something moving faster, because it's so important to get there. No, it will be so good when it will be there. So the element of planning, the element of determination, the element of having the ability to convince others as well, no? There's a certain type of abilities, a certain type of understanding of the other as well, that Asmodeus has very much. He knows humans very much, he understands humans very much, he speaks for the humans, he wants to help, no? There is the element of how can I be of help if I cannot improve, no? Or how can I there is the question how. There is this question how in different forms that appears in the poem. There are maybe many verses with the how. How a question, no? And then comes the answer. There is this element of the search. The element of, almost like a training of the mind to get to that answer in a faster way. How that moves. How fast can I get the answer? There is the element of challenge. The element of almost like a game, no? These things Asmodeus likes. He is very flamboyant, aristocratic, English-French type style, but in his own way, He has, the beautiful elegance of a being that just by being him, it's already, the beauty and that courage and all the qualities I speak here so kindly of him eschewed from his being. One sees that on his characteristics, the beauty that he carries, no? So it is very mesmerizing for the other as well. To say, well, the gaze, the eyes, the element of the connection between two people, no? When they talk, they are looking, and they have this feeling of I'm talking about him and he likes to listen, or he asks me things that I can answer for him, no? That the dialogue is open, is what I want to say. It is not only that he talks and no one has allowed to talk. No, he likes conversation, communication, him and her, no? There is the movement of the ball, or the element of pendulum, moves left and right, no? That element of motion, to say. In physics, we say, if there is no movement, the pendulum will not move, no? And then it's quite interesting, the pendulum is a very sacred geometrical instrument that measures something very important, to say, no? The element of the arrow that we can understand now that it is part of Asmodeus. The moment of action, the movement, no? If we imagine an arrow, or the element of left and right, or the element of the pendulum, of the balance, of something moving in a correct, perfect way, left and right. No, that's very much element of Asmodeus' soul, how it moves. It's very fine, left and right. There's this element of equilibrium as well, very beautiful and very gentle, almost hidden. And the body is, very relaxed, very open, very here to be joyful, here to be sung, here to be celebrated. No, there's this very easygoing, beautiful. No, it has a beauty not only from one source, but in so many different ways in the same moment. There's the element of more that's very much connected to him, Asmodeus. There's the element of as I said, the kaleidoscope. The kaleidoscope is this thing very simple. Now you are able to see different images that transform themselves in some type of more particle way that you can see the colors, and it has a geometrical form that moves then with the light. And it's a very beautiful instrument, and that part of the kaleidoscope, say we have the colors and then the light, and the vibrant part that comes from that is very much connected to payment as well. And the arrow is the element of the line, no, the straight line. The 2 is very Asmodeus-like, say where the fastest line or the fastest track from one point to another is through one straight line. And what other things I can tell about the book? It starts with introduction of King Asmodeus, you can say, no? Asmodeus, I wanted to create an atmosphere until he starts to talk. I didn't want the first verse to be his voice immediately talking. So I created a certain type of atmosphere that I felt correct for him, no? And he starts to talk about the space around Asmodeus. He starts describing the place where Asmodeus is, no? And then always getting closer to his figure where he finds himself. So there's an element of a point that starts before, and then Asmodeus appears a little bit later in the story. But then when he appears, he's the one talking. There is a lot of knowledge, a lot of things that he says. And I invite you, of course, to read the book. That's the best way. I don't want to spoil too much on the story, but it is interesting for me as the author to explain to others or give to others a little bit more feeling about what the book is about, of course, no? And I think it's a beautiful grimoire. It has a lot to be discovered, is the feeling with it. So it's like it makes your mind think. It gives you something very beautiful. A lot of elements that we have already talked about in this recording. I will continue with another recording at another time. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time. Bye.